You've worked on albums with some of the greatest producers of all time,
Yeah.
Dilla, Kanye, No ID. How is it different working with each other?
Well, each producer has their own personality. The only thing that I can say is common for each producer that we name, whether it's J Dilla, No ID, Kanye, is unpredictable behavior. Meaning you could set up a time with them and it may be 1 p.m. and you might not get to hook up with them till 7 at night and you waiting around. And it's happened with every one of those producers I just named. But as far as their individual qualities, J Dilla was truly one of the purest musicians I've ever met, like purest creators, always about like what felt right to him. I could try to talk him into something, but if it's not his thing or he's not feeling that, he's not gonna really like do that, point blank. And a good example is that I wanted him to rhyme on this song called Funky for You on my album, Like Water for Chocolate. And he kept saying he was gonna do it, and I had Slum Village all in the studio working on it. I was like, man, when they go finish, I flew to Detroit. I was flying to Detroit every week, just working on music with him. And he was like, he didn't finish it. I'm like, why ain't JD finish it? He don't want to be on it. And the next day he came, like that night he was like, oh, we tired. I thought he was just going home to go to sleep. The next day he came and he was came to pick me up at the hotel, and he was playing Thelonious. And he had the chorus already there. Yeah, play at your own risk. Act like, I'm on some grown shit. I was like, yo, like, what's this? He's like, you want to rhyme to this? Like, JD was real. He'd take you in a direction, but he'd do it subtly too. Like, and it was just like, man, he one of the greatest artists I ever worked with. And the dynamic of JD was he was the guy that could pull out a jazz record and go into some groups, like whether he was sampling Daft Punk early on, and he'll be aware of all these, like whether it's Ahmed Jamal, jazz, all these jazz musicians, but then he wear his chain and go to the strip club. And I love that about him, because it was like he never left his Detroit roots. When it comes to No ID, he's somebody that I grew up with, so I know his personality very well. He's a leader by nature, really a thinker, and he works from integrity. Like, his thing is like, he still says this to me now, man, we doing it for the culture. We do it for the culture, baby. like that's what we do it for. I'm like, yeah, he's kind of my reminder of where I come from. And working with him is like, he will guide you in his own subtle ways too, but he wants to make sure he's giving you what you want, like, too. I seen him grow as a producer because he was always a talented musician. He played saxophone when we was young, and he always found dope samples and was doing dope beats. But now he's been like, man, maybe you should use this idea, or let's try this hook right here, and then finishing up the songs. Like, I think some of his best work has been on Nobody's Smile. I think it's an incredible piece that he has shown as a producer to do the whole album, and it's like, you're not like, okay, this sound like Throwback Common, or this sound like old No ID. So I've seen him grow, and I think he's just, always about integrity, and just one of the most talented producers, but quiet too. Him and JD were the quiet ones. Kanye is no question that he's not the quiet one, right? But he's very outspoken and has a vision that's impeccable. His vision will start from the conception of the beat, the seed of just making the beat, to, man, I'm gonna do the hook like this. I wish I could give you this feeling, to this is what the video is gonna look like. It's gonna be out in the cold, and it's gonna be black and white, and and God blessed us where we did the corner, and it was, I wrote the rap. He came with, I wish I can give you this feeling. And the day we filmed it was one of the coldest days ever. And, it's just that type of vision. His production is always, he has the ability to create music that it has the soul and the grit of what hip hop is about, but it always has a pop sensibility for whatever reason, you know. And it's not like, oh, let's make it pop, but he just has that universal sound. It's like certain people like just have that, you know. It's like Michael Jackson, you know. Like, I mean, I'm not saying Kanye is Michael Jackson, but Michael Jackson's songs is just automatically just were universal because he just possessed that universal spirit. Whereas, you know, an artist that may be super talented and genius may have a little more to the left type of taste. Kanye's taste is like soulful, but it's like, okay, everybody can really appreciate this. And he's shown through the production he did with me and with so many other artists, and of course himself.
Now on the track, Rewind That, you talked about Dilla giving you a TV stand.
Yeah.
And then you said that you're going to put a Grammy on it.
Yeah.
For people who might not have heard that lyric, walk me through the inspiration.
Well, yeah, Dilla is one of my great friends, and he was my roommate from 2004 to 2006 when he passed. He died of lupus, and I seen him going through a sickness and getting better and working on music and going through a sickness. And at the time, he worked on the album B with me and did 2 tracks on that. That album was nominated for 4 Grammys. So during his sickness, and like I would come home and see him, like, you know, in a wheelchair, just really like physically just deteriorating. And, you know, I was always hoping he would get better, but it was hard at times for me to come home and see my friend going through this, feeling the guilt and different things. Well, one day he bought me a TV stand just, you know, in this process. And for whatever reason, as the asshole I was at that moment or whatever, I didn't put the TV stand in my room. And I just kind of tucked it away in the closet. And, you know, and I know I was doing that probably because of the aesthetic look, or just like, I don't know, you know, I got all this other stuff in here. And I just felt that I, you know, should have made that gesture because it was just a gift from his heart while he was sick. So another aspect of that was us being nominated for 4 Grammys. His birthday was like a couple days before the Grammys. Then the Grammys came and we didn't win those Grammys. And that whole time I was like, I knew it was a potential that he may pass any day or soon, you know, with all the hopes that I had for him to live. I wanted him to see himself with a Grammy and winning a Grammy. So because those 2 things happened, I didn't put the TV stand in my room and show him that, and he didn't get to see himself win a Grammy. I wrote the song Rewind That, which I was saying that song is about me changing things, and if I could go back, how I would do things. And I'm saying, oh, I can't go back, but this is how I'll change it. And I'm saying now, when I God willing, and I win a Grammy, I will put this Grammy on that stand you got me. That's the whole line. It's like, I say, I know you still shining from heaven, you watch me. Watch me put this Grammy on that stand you got me. So I'm saying that's the redemption. If I'm able to put a Grammy on that stand, that would be a blessing.
You've accomplished a lot in your life, music, acting, you wrote your own autobiography. I'm curious, what are you most proud of?
I'm probably most proud of having a music career that's continuing to grow. Like for me to release an album, Nobody's Smiling, and people compare it to B, which is one of my greatest projects, you know, as far as the public goes, or they say it's one of my top albums. I'm proud of that. I'm very grateful for that, and I'm grateful to be like at this place where I am able to put artists on the project and be like, look, man, this ain't even about me shining, really. You know, it's like, hey, y'all get y'all's. We making some great music. We going into the community, into the cities, and doing some things that's positive, creating change. Let's go. So I'm proud to be in that place and not be just about me, but it be about, you know, like I said, a greater purpose.